You exist for a blink. So does every empire, every war, every civilization that ever called itself eternal. This is the entire history of humanity. In 5 minutes. Your story starts 7 million years ago in Africa. A small ape stands upright. Nobody notices, nobody cares. But that shift, spine vertical, hands free, changes everything that follows. For millions of years, nothing much happens. Your ancestors chip rocks. They eat whatever they can find. They survive. Then, around 2 million years ago, something clicks. A bigger brain. Fire, tools with edges. Your ancestor Homo erectus walks out of Africa and spreads across the planet. The first great human migration, and almost nobody knows it happened. Fast forward. Around 300,000 years ago, you appear. Homo sapiens. Anatomically modern. Clever. Restless. Dangerous. For most of your existence, you live in small bands. You follow animals. You read the sky. You tell stories around fires at night. Archaeologist David Lewis Williams argues those firelit stories, those early myths, are what first made humans truly human. Not tools, not fire. Story. Then, around 70,000 years ago, something strange happens. A cognitive revolution. Your brain rewires. You start making art. You plan across seasons. You cooperate with strangers. You leave Africa again, this time for good. Within 50,000 years, you are everywhere. Europe, Asia, Australia, the Americas. Every landmass on Earth, reached by a species that started in one small corner of one continent. And everywhere you go, the megafauna dies. Mammoths, giant sloths, cave lions. Coincidence? Probably not. Around 12,000 years ago, the world changes again. The ice retreats. A few human groups in the Fertile Crescent, modern Iraq and Syria, stop following animals and start controlling them. They plant seeds on purpose. They wait for harvests. Historian Yuval Noah Harari calls this the agricultural revolution and argues it may be the biggest trap humanity ever walked into. More food, more people, more disease, more war, more kings. Cities appear. Writing appears, not for poetry but for accounting. The first written records are receipts. Empires rise. Sumer, Egypt, Persia, Greece, Rome. Each one believes it is permanent. Each one falls. The pattern repeats so consistently that historian Arnold Toynbee spent his entire career documenting it. Civilizations are born. They peak. They collapse. Every time. Rome falls in 476 CE. Europe fractures. The Islamic Golden Age preserves and advances science while Europe sleeps. China invents paper, printing, gunpowder, the compass. 4 technologies that will eventually reshape a world it never intended to dominate. Around 1500 CE, Europeans take those Chinese inventions, put cannons on ships, and sail into every coastline on Earth. What follows is brutal. Colonization, slavery, the forced rewiring of entire continents. Historian Alfred Crosby calls it the Columbian Exchange. Plants, animals, diseases, and people moved across oceans at a scale never seen before. Tens of millions die from smallpox alone. Then 1760, Britain, a steam engine attached to a loom. The Industrial Revolution compresses 10,000 years of economic change into 200. Cities explode. Child labor, pollution, railways, telegraph. The world shrinks. 2 world wars in 30 years kill over 100 million people. Humanity invents a weapon capable of ending itself, uses it twice, and then spends the next 80 years hoping nobody uses it again. Then the internet. Then smartphones. Then artificial intelligence. You are here now at the end of this summary, 7 million years after that small ape stood upright in Africa. Every empire that called itself eternal is dust. Every technology that seemed like magic became ordinary within a generation. Every crisis that felt like the end turned out to be a pivot. The pattern of history is not progress. It is not decline. It is pressure, adaptation, collapse, and reinvention. Over and over and over again. You are the latest version of a very old experiment. And the experiment is still running.